basic test setup, again using the concept of 100% feedback, so no resistors, just wires. So connecting a 3102 amplifier to inject a signal with 100% feedback and get a 1-to-1 output. And this one was the one I zapped, I think, in the Technics 840. So one channel is down, which is what I kind of expected, and that's what I'm showing. I've got one channel down here. So I'm running the plus and minus volts from the actual schematic with the pinouts there, and just having links between, just cable links between the between the output of, so pin 4 on 1 and to the negative, so a link between 4 and 10 and a link between 1 and 14. That just gives 100% feedback. So it's a really good way of testing individual op amps in any package with just 36 volt positive and minus inputs, and for the ground have a voltage divider from 0 to negative 36 to be able to feed 0 volt, to be able to feed the positive and so the negative 14 rail, which is all that's required on this amp. If you increase the voltage to the full 30 volts, obviously you don't get any more gain. All you're doing is burning energy basically, but it starts to kick in from, so it started to drop there about 14 volts on one side. So from actually half the full 36 volt rail to 15 volts we get the full signal. As I said, in the blue trace obviously represents the damaged side of this particular unit. So it's really good to know that you can test these with a dual rail power supply and a voltage divider on the negative rail to supply the other 14 volts, or sorry, half of the negative rail to pins 8 and 5. They're 13 and 14 volts, but I just put the same 14 volts to half the voltage divider of the negative side between to pins 5 and 8. So that's really good.